Hey guys, welcome back to yet another video. Today I'm here to talk about Kantara, the new Kannada film that's running to packed theatres all over India. Kantara at the edges is crammed in with two very distinct narratives or stories. One is about ecology and the other is about tradition, deeply rooted cultural tradition. Now, number one and number two intertwine at the end. And what kind of story is significant to you completely depends upon what you're looking for. Even if you're not entranced by it like most people are all over the country, I'm sure you'll be satisfied with what it delivers finally. For me, the best portions of the film were the first few minutes until the title credit showed up, and the last 30 minutes. They were simply brilliant, very well written, and completely flawless. But even in the rest of the film, there are quite a few brilliant moments, like the pretext scene of the rain fight where Shiva gets high on weed and talks to the gun operator. Now, what this does is it serves as a basis for the twist or the realization that Shiva comes to. And I think it's brilliantly written. He's sitting with the gun operator, getting high on weed. All that the operator is saying is getting over his head. It all seems very poetic to him. And there comes the guy, the henchman of Achyut's character, who cuts off a strand of his hair, and his high is completely lost, and there's another kind of high. And this leads actually to another big sequence which is also very brilliantly written. The rain fight sequence is very, very important. It's not just another massy, over-the-top fight sequence. Of course, some choices with the choreography are a little over the top, even though I really like the action choreography throughout the film, even the post-Kambada fight. But it serves as a tool to a reveal. A reveal that is not actually a reveal to the audience, but a reveal to the character. Now, Shiva's character fights Devendra Sattur's henchman and he loses his high. He's cleansed by the water droplets that pour over him, and he realizes that Devendra Sattur is the actual culprit. He murdered his cousin Guruva. And I liked this very unique little touch. I think every single part in the second half is very, very important to the central narrative. Not one bit is inconsequential. And I like that very much when a film, is smart. And I also love the sequence that comes after the rain fight, the sequence where Shiva gets into the landlord's house, breaks all the barriers, and eats at the landlord's table. The landlord, shocked at this point, asks if Shiva got wet in the rain, and Shiva says, "No, Shuddha Ivanidini," which literally translates to "I've achieved purity," the kind of purity that the landlord wants, the bigoted kind of purity. I thought that was brilliantly written. I also loved the sequence of the Kambada and the post-Kambada fight sequence. I thought it sort of leads us into the rustic milieu of the village and the tribal people. It was very good. And the comedy sequences worked for me mostly. Some didn't work. I especially loved the character of Rampa and his obsession with women. That character completely landed every time. His jokes were very good and he made me laugh every time. I think a very important part of enjoying the film's humor is understanding the language, because this is a very different accent. When we mainstream Kannadigas look at it, we might find it very funny because it's an accent in coastal Karnataka and we're not well exposed to it. Some people may not even understand it if they don't understand the language. They may not get the jokes because usually jokes don't always translate very well. Some portions didn't really work for me, like how the love story was written. I thought that was really unconvincing and might even make some people uncomfortable borderline, almost problematic, but it doesn't glorify anything, so I'm forgiving it. That's okay. But I also thought how Achyut's character's big reveal is presented to the audience, not Shiva, that sequence was brilliant. How it's presented to the audience was not very convincing. There are some minor flaws, but this film is so good that the flawed parts don't make up the sum. The sum is great and it's fantastic. However flawed, violent, or rustic the eye of Shiva may be, he still is the chosen one and very important to the narrative. So I completely had no problem with it at all. I personally loved Kantara. I thought it's one of the best films of the year. With some minor qualms and quibs I had, I still thought the film is worth watching. And go watch it in the biggest cinema possible and watch it in Kannada. I hope it's available in IMAX sometime soon, because I think that will be a great experience. If you like this video, then hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, tap the notification bell if you want to receive notifications, and until we meet the next time, ciao.